No Chill Sports is an unapologetic, high-energy sports show where opinions fly fast and facts hit hard. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or partners. Content may include passionate debates, bold predictions, and unfiltered takes that some viewers may find intense or controversial. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for chill, this ain't the place.
Holla, why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets, cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocket here and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Bayou Recap, where the passion runs as deep as the Mississippi and every play echoes through the heart of Louisiana. From Friday Night Lights to Superdome Sundays, we break down the best of the boot. This is where Louisiana sports live, breathe, and roar. First off, good afternoon, my boy. How has your 1-0 Sunday been?
It's been great, man. It's been a long time since you could say that LSU was undefeated. So it's always good when you're able to say that.
Yes, sir. It was a lot of chatter, a lot of talk. To quote the great Leslie Edwin Miles, rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. Brian Kelly said, I ain't dead. Came out and had a phenomenal game plan. Shout out to all the acquisitions of coaches, the talent amassed, the donations. I might give another $15 because obviously that helps with the Bayou tradition, or the collective, or TAF, or whatever y'all we taking, whoever we getting the money to nowadays. But not for real. I'm looking forward to having this conversation. I've been looking forward to this since last night. I've been amped. It was hard for me when we had the only problem I have when we have big wins like this. It's hard for me to go to sleep because I just want to talk about the game. I just want to review the game. I don't want to watch the game again because I'm gonna get aggravated with the bad parts and be anxious for the good parts. But I got to go back and watch the game again. And man, I'm just amped, bro. I'm just looking forward to this conversation. Not just LSU, man. It's you know what I'm saying, other teams in Louisiana. Tulane start the day off looking good. ULM started off Thursday. ULL? We'll get never mind. But we'll get there, man. But before we do, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors. One of our sponsors over at Kelly Creations. We'll be right back in 1 minute. Your brand deserves more than basic. It deserves bold. It deserves clean. It deserves Kelly Creations. From screen prints that pop, to embroidery that speaks volumes, to picture tees that tell your story, Donald D.K. Kelly does it all. Give him a call today at 225-202-2625 or shoot him an email at kellycreations225@gmail.com. That's KELLYKREATIONS225@gmail.com. And don't forget to tell them No Chill Sports sent you. Kelly Creations. Nobody does it better. And we are back. Man, LSU gets the big win on last night, 17-10. Massive, massive win, huge win. Initial thoughts, bro, before we even get started on some of the rest of the shenanigans.
Last night you did what good teams do. You found a way to win. You went into a hostile environment. You didn't let it rattle you for the most part. A few pre-snap penalties, but nothing outrageous. And then you shut down a pretty good offense, man. You did everything that was expected of a top team last night. All phases of the game played well. It was just a good team win overall.
Yeah, completely agree. I was traveling most of the day yesterday, and I was keeping up with the first half and stuff. Just kind of, I would catch video here and there. Um, I would have probably watched the entire first half if Verizon hadn't decided to take a break. But it was I was encouraged by what I saw because even when LSU made mistakes on offense, turnovers and stuff, defense stepped up. Or when defense made mistakes, offense had, so it's like everybody had everybody's back. Uh, the plays that we saw previously that when they happened, the team would completely fail, not fail, but fold. I guess it's the right word. You know what I'm saying? We completely fold. You didn't see that yesterday. I'm ecstatic, enthused, optimistic. I'm not even cautiously optimistic, bro. I'm it's taking everything in me not to jump off that 16-0, 15-1, you know what I'm saying, natty or bust bridge, bro. I'm not there. I'm trying to be realistic, but after seeing what I saw last night, if you play like that every game, who can beat you? The only thing I want to say, if there is a loss, I'm not lost. If there is a step down in the tenacity or whatever, please let it be La Tech. Let it be who else we got? What
Western
let it be
Kentucky.
somebody like that where it's not gonna kill you in the end of the game. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I hope that you know what I'm saying, we can survive most of this stuff. And if we continue looking like this, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who can beat us.
Yeah, I think you if you have that type of performance, you beat everybody on your schedule.
Yeah.
It's just can BK get the team up to that level
Yeah.
week in and week out.
Especially when you see how other teams perform, and we'll talk more about that in about an hour on the rent. Uh, but we will definitely. I'm with you 1,000%. Where it's can BK get the guys up and get them going. But I will say to this point, everything he said he wanted to, everything we said we wanted to see, we've seen. I couldn't be prouder. Our good man Troy. Congratulations, you too, Florida State fan. Like I said, we'll talk about that later. But Troy said the SEC is wide open. And he says, congratulations. Thank you for beating fake Death Valley. So
Yeah, I think the most important thing for me yesterday was the way the offensive line looked. We heard plenty of question marks coming in about what the offensive line for LSU would look like, but I think we saw yesterday they more than held their own. So I think you definitely got to be satisfied with the performance from the offensive line. You had over 100 yards rushing. Nussmeyer got sacked one time, but it wasn't contributed to anybody in particular on the offensive line. So I think they more than held their own. The play calling on offense looked a lot better than what we saw last year In terms of the running game, we saw a lot more diversity and creativity in the run game. And then you found a way to get the ball to your playmakers and let them do what they do best.
Yeah. Justice said all the SEC can STTDB. 100. Yeah. That plus some, Justin. I completely agree. Man, let's you want to look at some stats real quick? All
Yeah,
right,
let's
let's
go
look
ahead.
at some stats from last night's game. Can you see that? All right.
I can't read the words, but I can
Hold
see the
on,
numbers.
I think that's there we go. All right. Biggest thing stands out to me glaringly. These zeros from in 3 and 4 on the columns for Clemson. Clemson had trouble moving the ball all night. Outside, I mean, basically from the 20 to the goal line, it was hard for them. They had the one good drive, and then everything else was, I mean, they couldn't move the ball. Even the fumble that set them up where they got that first field goal, even that fumble, it was a 3 and out.
Yeah.
Major shout out to Blake Baker and that staff on the defensive side of the ball. But let's look at here. First off, Nussmeier, 28 of 38, 230 yards passing, 1 touchdown. This is my favorite part. 0 interceptions. 74% completion. Had a passer rating of 133.2. Do you know he finished? I keep telling people this because this is so impressive to me. In crunch time, when the game mattered, he finished the game with 11 straight completions.
Yeah.
That is huge. When you're trying to keep the clock moving, when you're trying to keep from, basically contributing and giving extra timeouts, you did your job, be it check down, be it, making a right read, be it, not hurting us with a penalty. I mean, not with a penalty, with a turnover. You did your job. Everybody was lined up. Everybody was ready. It's like the focus was there in the fourth quarter. This is what you mentioned about the rushing.
Yeah.
Durham, 17 carries, 74 yards in the tutty. Xavion, 3 carries, 26 yards. Jawan had 3 carries for 8 yards. Nuts, 4 for 2. Of course, kneel downs count into that as well, and also sacks. Harlem Berry, 1 for 1. Caleb Jackson, 1 for -1. And then Team, 2 for -2. So Bates at 31 carries, 108 yards. So yeah, it was on the other side. Klubnik, 19 of 38, 230, no touchdowns and an interception. 50% completion.
Yeah, I think they did a good job of pressuring him and bringing pressure in different ways. We obviously saw the PJ Woodland sack on the first third down of the game, but they did a good job of kind of sending pressure, getting Klubnik off his spot, and then having Perkins spying to kind of, rush his throw even more. And that last play of the game, that's pretty much what they did, and it worked to perfection.
Another key stat here. Clemson as a whole, 20 carries, 31 yards. You heard that right. 20 carries, 31 yards. I don't care who you playing. That's impressive.
Yeah, for sure.
No receiver had more than 4 catches for Clemson. No receiver, or the top receiver, Bryant Wesco, had 66 yards receiving, and one was a long of 21. So, yeah,
That was the one that was on that controversial blindside block play as well.
Yeah, so I will say they did have Williams was out for them. I'm not saying it wouldn't have made a difference, but with the way that defense was playing, I think it was going to be hard to move the ball regardless. Um, I'm just uberly ecstatic. You outgained Clemson as a whole, almost 100 yards, 354 to 261. Um, 25 first downs to 13. 4 of 11 on third down. Clemson was 3 of 13. You were 0-1 on fourth down. They were 2 of 4. You ran 70 plays to their 58. I'm gonna scroll down here because one of my favorite things, time of possession. 37 minutes, 10 seconds to 22 minutes and 50 seconds. The biggest thing that I didn't like on our stat sheet was the 2 fumbles lost. But
one of them was questionable. I think that was
I completely agree with that.
But
we'll talk about the referees too in a little bit. I want to go about the kind of the stat by the what's called it's the breakdown of the quarters and halves. There we go, quarters and halves, because this one is like tails to tail. We start looking second half. This time of possession tells it all. 20 minutes and 33 seconds to 9 minutes and 27 seconds. You dominated in the second half with you got the lead, you got the ball, and you held on to the ball. I don't know what's more to say.
And honestly, you really scored touchdowns on your first 3 drives of the second half. Obviously, the one got taken away because of the referees, but the other 2, you had sustained success pretty much the entire second half on offense until you started getting conservative, just trying to run clock.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm like at a loss for words. I'm impressed. Thoroughly impressed. I was not expecting this. We heard so much about LSU's going to be dominated. Wouldn't be able to handle this. The offensive line. It was so much. But Ant, let me ask this question: does this give you a new outlook on the season?
Yes. Like I said in Spaces, if you could go in to Clemson and be the top 5 team on the road, then there's no other road game on your schedule that's going to be tougher than this. Based off, what we've seen this weekend in football. And so I understand that, it's hard to bring your A game every week, and college teams are known to have a letdown week, but on paper, I know games aren't played on paper, but on paper, that should have been your toughest road game right there.
Hayden says, I think even the most positive LSU fan wasn't expecting how good they looked yesterday. 1,000%.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because I heard some very positive things from people, and I was like, bro, you are, I hate to use the word sunshine pump because it gets overused so much anytime somebody's positive. But it was a lot of people who were wearing them purple glasses. And
yeah,
it's gonna be hard. You'll be hard pressed to find somebody to take them off of them now after what we saw yesterday. I told you some of the stats that reflect both how well the offense and defense played. One thing that stands out, there were a lot of guys that make key plays that don't show up in the stat sheet. Some of the guys who created pressure up front. I was about to say,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I was about to say Wingo, but Tank, Guillory, Pyburn, uh, Gooden, those guys. It's like I said, you're gonna be hard pressed to find somebody who did better this weekend.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: what do you want to see next?
Them do it again. Just prove to me that this wasn't a you know, one-time deal because y'all had all summer to prepare for Clemson. And, you know what I mean? Like, show me that you can do it week in and week
Yeah.
out.
Man, I don't. I could sit here and talk about this game all day. So John brings this up. He says, I understand that LSU didn't want to pass downfield much. Clemson played for the deep ball, and credit to Sloan, he ran the ball and passed it short. Yeah. Credit to I'll tell you why I give credit to Sloan, then I'm gonna tell you why I give credit to Nuss. Credit to Sloan and Atkins and Hankton for the game plan that went together. And I'm giving credit because I although I've got suspicions on where certain things came into play, I don't want to single out because I'm not in the office, saying every day. But when you see the misdirections, when you see the screenplays, when you see those, the overloaded, line and seeing Clemson trying to adjust and the confusion and stuff, it shows me that this team was well prepared on the offense side, well prepared. When you see on defense that safeties and cornerbacks are trailing in perfect technique with the Clemson wide receivers, when saying a crossing route, we got killed by crossing routes for 3 years straight. And to see a crossing route and a safety eye the crossing route, and as soon as that foot is planted and the guy starts going, he's jumping on that crossing route, was the sigh of relief. I had no doubts in the defense after that.
Yeah. But I think, to John's point about Sloan and the play calling, I think he did it to help the offensive line. Like, let's get the ball out their hands quick. Let's not run too many long developing plays and ask them to block for 4 or 5 seconds while some of these deep routes develop. Let's just get the ball out of our hands quick, whether it's a screen or a quick slant, quick out, whatever. Just get the ball out of our hands quick to our skill guys and not ask too much of our offensive line. And then they did a good job in the running game of running the ball to the edge to where you didn't have to constantly run behind your offensive line in the interior. You kind of let some of them guys pull and get in space and stuff like that. So I think it was complementary game plan to help the offensive line and do what your skill guys do best.
Now my credit to Nuss. John talked about not throwing the ball deep and forcing and stuff. Credit to Nuss for not forcing it, because we've seen that in the past. And he talked about in interviews, especially around SEC media days, how he watched and he saw himself forcing stuff, and he wondered, why would I do that and stuff like that. So to credit to him for studying himself and making himself better. Yeah, so that was huge in itself. And my man Troy say, we sound like FSU fans. He been screaming nose by 10 for over a month and nobody believed him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't believe
not at all. I even said on the show, I said, man, if I would took that eyebrow bet, but I ain't no way in hell I was gonna bet on Alabama, and that's why I don't. So but yeah, man. But Man, before we switch gears, talk about some of the rest of the teams in Louisiana. You got anything else before we move on?
Nah, man, we could talk about this game for hours, but we pretty much nailed everything. The great win, team win. Every phase did their job. I think that's just pretty much what it
Yeah.
sums up to.
LSU 1-0. Let's talk about the other rest of the teams in Louisiana after this 1 minute break. Dubby is a powdered energy drink aimed at gamers and individuals seeking focus and energy. It's known for its clean ingredients, no jitters, and various flavors. Dubby is also available in a hydration formula for those needing electrolyte. Dubby achieves its smooth, effective focus with a high-end tasting experience while using no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Try Dubby today by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or visit them on the website at bit.ly/no-chill-dubby. Dubby, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. Hey, we are back. Let's go ahead and look down, you know what I'm saying, down the road, New Orleans, man. Tulane welcomed in Northwestern. They pretty much celebrate this game, the 20-year anniversary of Katrina. Oh, I didn't see this, so I don't know how true this is. Said Tulane head coach calls out Northwestern for denying Katrina jersey tribute. You're on mute too.
Yeah, they didn't let them wear the all white jerseys.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's not a good look, bro. I don't know why. Why would you not do? Yeah, you going to somebody else's house and you do? Yeah, nah, bro. Oh man. I'll tell you this. If you're a BYU fan, I don't know how BYU did this weekend. I don't know if they played or whatever. I hadn't seen. I'm just because I hadn't. You know what I'm saying? Look, who they played.
Won.
I don't even know.
I don't remember.
But if you,
but I know they got a freshman quarterback.
If you BYU, bro, I don't know. I don't know because that's a religious thing. I'm not gonna hold them to it, but bruh, this man, you kicked him off the team for getting his rocks off, and that man went and went off and got his rocks off on Northwestern. That man it was like the first time in like 15 years or something like that a Tulane quarterback or a Tulane player had 100 yards rushing and 100 yards receiving. I'm sorry, 100 yards passing in a game. He was killing every which way.
Yeah, that was a blowout win. Northwestern didn't put up much of a fight in that one at all.
Yeah. I don't. My bad, man. Somebody sent me a message, asked me about because I told you I was flying yesterday. Asked me about one of my bag. I mean, did I ever get my bag? I gotta tell you that story too. So, but yeah, my bad. But yeah, Tulane defense look good. I know it's Northwestern, but it's if you Tulane, do you just look at it as it's just Northwestern, or I mean, I don't know how to. I mean, you beat a P4 opponent.
Yeah, on paper, yeah, but they were probably one of the worst P4s.
Yeah, but Tulane dominated that game. Northwestern couldn't move the ball, could barely do anything, and Tulane took full advantage, man. So shout out to them on amazing win. Yeah. ULM, bro.
Yeah.
Got the big victory over St. Francis PA. 29-0 on Thursday. Started that one off early. Or started their season off early with the Thursday night win over St. Francis PA. Year two under the head coach. Is it 2 or 3? No, it's 2, right?
Yeah, Brian
Year
Vincent.
2 under Brian Vincent. I know y'all started off hot last year and then kind of slowed down a little
Yeah,
bit as you know what I'm saying.
lost the last 6 games of the season last
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I'm gonna ask you, what's the feel about, you know what I'm saying, about I know you talk a little bit more about ULM, you know what I'm saying, on the radio and stuff, and being in Monroe. What's the feel around this program and the coach? And is it getting any better? I mean, are people optimistic?
Yeah, I think people kind of in that wait and see stage because last year people got all excited when they started the season 5-1, and then they lose their last 6 games, and I think that kind of made everybody say, "Oh, it's same old ULM," you know. So I think they trying to in that wait and see, and can this team get over the hump and make a bowl game and stuff. But based off what we saw Thursday night, it's gonna be a pretty good team. I think offensively, they're gonna be able to run the ball. Brian Vincent teams is always gonna run the ball, but I think we saw a little bit more from the passing game than we saw last year. I think they're starting to get a little more comfortable putting the ball in the air. So if they could not be as one dimensional offensively, that'll be a huge help for them to, not be as predictable on offense. So, but
Yeah,
I think good start. You won't learn anything next week. They play Alabama, so you you just want to not get hurt, pretty much. But I mean, after that, you got Arkansas State and who else? But I think that's really when you finna find out about what this team is whenever they play Arkansas State. But yeah, like Chuck's statement, the most excitement from the game Thursday was probably the streaker, But other than that, it was a pretty boring win. But hey, a win is a win.
yeah.
And speaking of not winning in forever, though, on Thursday night, Northwestern State, they snapped a losing streak. They hadn't won in like 1,000 something days,
Yeah,
and they won their first game of the season. So kudos to them, man. They deserve it. It's been a rough few years down there in Natchitoches, so congratulations to them for starting their season off right.
yeah. Yeah, they took on beat Alcorn. Well,
Rush the field.
and rushed the field. You was talking about ULM takes on Alabama. Is Gus Malzahn open for a guest appearance? I'm just asking.
Hey,
I'm just asking.
ULM got a couple quarterbacks that can move a little bit on the team. We'll see if they,
Yeah, if they take advantage of that.
yeah.
Yeah. Last, certainly not least, Troy said check on G. Yeah. What's good, Noah? Last but not least, man, before we get ready to get up out of here, Rice serves up a nice hot dish of L's for ULL, getting the win 14-12. And then we got the best rent, I guess you could say, of spaces last night from the Raging Cajuns, Raging Review and something. I think it was Nick Demean. But yeah.
All I say is 10 of 22, 1 interception. Those were the numbers of Walker Howard last night against Rice.
How many yards?
You want to take a guess?
134.
134?
Yeah.
Mm,
Lower? Below lower than 100?
yes.
78?
88.
God. God. Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Might be a long year for the Cajuns.
Yeah. Speaking of poor quarterback play, the Saints named the starting quarterback. Spencer Rattler will be quarterback 1 going into the season. What a transition. You got anything else we'll get up out of here?
Yeah, way to ruin a nice weekend by bringing up the Saints.
Hey,
wait, good job there, Poop.
Hey, well, I mean, I can make it better. Watch this. Alabama lost. All right, people. We'll talk to y'all next time. We'll be back. Probably do next time y'all see us, it'll probably be a recorded show, and then we'll probably be back on next Sunday. Recap the Louisiana Tech game. Till then, man, stay lubricated. Stay with the oil. That drink. It's Labor Day. No deal.
No deal.
I forgot about that, man. I forgot. It is wrong kind of oil. Listen, y'all have y'all a nice little drink. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll be back. And hold on, let me get that theme music going. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Like I said, we'll be back sometime. Probably with a recorded show later this week, and then we'll be back on next Sunday. But until then, we out. Appreciate you.